Thunder! 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 ThunderCats! Ho!
And just like that, we're back with more ThunderCats on the Radical Retro Rewind podcast. It is I, your host, Radical Ryan Hunter, and I am joined by everyone's favorite brother, David, for another ThunderCats episode. Ho!
Hey, hoes.
Hey, hoes. Is that what the ThunderCats fans are going to be called?
Hoes?
You're not radical ones over here, you're hoes. This is another episode, ThunderCats fans. We're doing the Astral Prison, which is episode 22 of season 1 on October 8th of 1985. And as always, David, we use the ThunderCats Wikipedia if we forget what we just watched.
I'm dubbing this episode the Drama Talk episode.
Okay, yes, this episode is amazing. Yeah, let's just get right into it.
Where do we start? Where do I begin?
Well, David, my first note was that Lionel put the sword away that night. Because we noticed in other episodes, sometimes the sword is in the sword chamber room. And other times, he kind of must have been playing with it before bed and he leaves it on the nightstand. This time, the Sword of Omens was put away because Lionel is alarmed by the Sword of Omens warning, sight beyond sight, as soon as the episode starts. And we see that Jaga has been imprisoned in the astral world.
Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight!
I have planned this moment for many years. Now at last, Jaga, you are my prisoner. A prisoner for all eternity.
When did this happen to Jaga? Because we just saw him.
I just wrote down Jaga has enemies and gets caught. And I just put in parentheses, I don't know why I did this, Ghostbusters. How can you get caught if you're a spirit?
Because he was sucked up into,
The Astral Plane. But
by Nemix, a three-eyed, four-armed creature.
He was a three-eyed, four-armed, flying purple people eater.
Who plans on keeping Jaga there for all eternity. Now, I believe that Nemix was voiced by Earl Hammond, who does our Panthro, so I gotta give it to him. I mean, we always say Lynn Lipton. Honestly, the whole cast does a million voices. It just so happened that Lynn Lipton was the only female, so she got stuck having to do every female voice. But I actually like Earl Hammond as this Nemix, because he has that laugh, David, in the Sword of Omens vision. He laughs, and he went for the laugh of all villain laughs of all time, because I swear even the sword was done and it was still... So, amen to, I gotta give it up to that.
Drama.
The drama. He plans on keeping Jaga there for all eternity. Lionel quickly informs the other ThunderCats about this, and they reach the conclusion that, this is the best part, that the Netherwitch might be able to help them.
That's from the Wile E. Kid and Wile E. Cat, right? I don't know.
So
they're like, oh, the Netherwitch. And Mumm-Ra, of course, is at the pool, dipping his crusty finger and watching the whole thing. So, you're going to go see the Netherwitch. Little do you know that Mumm-Ra is also the Netherwitch in drag.
Activity in the cat's lair. What can those wretched ThunderCats be planning?
I have to help him, but how? The problem is how to find Jaga.
We have to find some way of communicating with him.
We need someone, something that understands the astral world.
There's only one person like that on Third Earth.
The Netherwitch!
So, Lionel wants the Netherwitch to help him visit the astral world. If only he knew that Mumm-Ra and the Netherwitch are one and the same.
David, this is the point I'm like, okay, so at one point, did Mumm-Ra decide to be the Netherwitch, put up a whole persona, make a lair, and insist that people know him as this?
That's his stage name. See, this is a progression. You know, like when RuPaul used to be called Star Booty when he first started, if I'm correct. Star Booty. So now he went to
Mumm-Ra the Ever Living too.
This was his disco days. Remember, I told you he was the flower with Tiger.
Oh my god,
he was Silky. He's the Netherwitch,
and he always turns into a woman. Wily Cat heard about this through the grapevine, through the Burble grapevine, that there was a Netherwitch, and they know that this is the only person that can help save Jaga.
Mumm-Ra is up to his old tricks again. He's like, I will get out my heels. I will get out some pumps. I will get my wig out.
Mumm-Ra is in his tomb. This is how he was alerted. He's like, there's commotion at the ThunderCats lair tonight, more than usual. So he got an alert that there was something going on at the ThunderCats lair. I love this too. Things are stirring. He constantly has the pool tuned into the cat.
Yes, he does. He's like, the Arlo cameras that I set up throughout
oh my god.
The motion sensors are going off.
Continuously got alerts that someone passed by. Oh my god, Wily Cat.
Is Chitara buying more gold on Amazon again? I see the Amazon delivery Burble truck.
There's a lot of commotion there tonight. Oh my god, so this is when...
Is Tigra coming home with a walk of shame? I see him going up to the wee hours of the morning.
That's right. Tigra didn't know that I saw him coming home at 3. The 4 winds gave him away. Mumm-Ra, who has been watching the ThunderCats from his cauldron, is very pleased. And he and the Netherwitch are the same. And he transforms into the Netherwitch. But again, David...
Do you think he watches them when they're using the bathroom or having sex?
I don't think they do have that. I think they're very, like...
Well, how do they procreate? The stork?
Jaga's spirit drops them off. I don't even know. The purple bird, yes, what you said. He and the Netherwitch are one and the same. So again, it just adds to the whole mythos of Mumm-Ra's craziness, always as a woman, like David's saying. And maybe this is finally, he has gotten the courage to embrace his Netherwitch transformation. So, the ThunderCats drive out the Thunder Tank to the Netherwitch's lair. Lion-O insists he must embark on this mission alone, and the rest of the ThunderCats drop him off at the Bridge of Slime and leave. They dropped him off at the Bridge of Slime.
For one thing, Lion-O has a deep connection to Jaga. Jaga was like a second father to him. Plus, they have the connection through the Sword of Omens, which was wielded by Jaga. So I think that's the reason why. Plus, Lion-O doesn't want to put anybody else in danger.
But wouldn't you at least wait for Lion-O on the other side of the slime bridge? You know, because of course it's
I wrote that too. The Bridge of Slime. I said that, of course, if I ever get trapped in the ThunderCats universe with the ThunderCats, I will not go across a bridge with Lion-O. He does not do well with bridges. It's always a bridge of
bridges, slime bridges, and sea serpents, David. Why does it have to be sea serpents attacking
him on
the bridge?
It's Third Earth, that's why.
So this takes him from the Bridge of Slime that he had to crawl over, so he's all covered with slime, into the Netherwitch's hole. And Mumm-Ra actually does a whole production with this.
In the Netherwitch's hole?
He's gone into the Netherwitch's hole to find Jaga. He lives up to the Netherwitch name, David. He is giving holograms, eyes, hands that are coming out of anywhere. What is the whole point of this in Mumm-Ra's crazy mind, other than to prove that Mumm-Ra is crazy and he lives his performance?
He has fun.
He lives his performance.
He loves because he is unhinged. It's all those years of being by himself. As much as he's so evil and this and that, he is unhinged, and he definitely, like we discussed in 2 episodes previous, Return to Thundera.
Yes.
Where he basically tells the mutants, "Oh
Why
no,
did you wake me up at night?"
that was the best. That was the best. Well, you know how I feel about that.
Yes,
But
that was
he
amazing.
basically says only Mumm-Ra can do it. You think you can do it? It cannot be done. Only Mumm-Ra. So yes, he does this Xanadu production. He's the Netherwitch. Lionel goes, how do you know that I'm coming? And she's like, oh, silly, I'm the Netherwitch. I know everything.
I'm Lynn Lipton. I know, because I was Chitara.
I know everything. So then...
Did you get the Doomgaze-esque look from our Netherwitch almost? I mean, that same look of an Egyptian... Mumm-Ra's got one...
And it's again, Mumm-Ra reveals himself. So he says he's... Oh, this is again where Mumm-Ra goes unhinged.
So basically, the Netherwitch tells him that if she sends him to the Netherworld, he can never leave.
And he's about to be like... He wants to ask a question or something. And he's like, no! They will never come back! Like screaming on top of his lungs at Lionel. Lionel could be just saying, well, you know, do I step this way to get there? Or just goes off on Lionel. Like,
it was crazy.
So, Lord of the ThunderCats, you want to enter the Astral World to free your mentor, Jaga?
How did you know that?
I am the Netherwitch, Lionel. I know everything.
Will you help me? Can you get me into the astral world?
Of course. But I warn you that once you are there, you will never return.
But...
No! You will leave Third Earth forever! You must make your choice.
And at that point, he wasn't convinced otherwise that this woman was not unhinged, so he agrees.
then he's sending him, and Mumm-Ra turns into, from the Netherwitch back to Mumm-Ra, the big reveal, and it's like, by the way,
I was a woman again, and you didn't know.
He's like, basically, bye.
I got you, Lionel. I got you. Your cats are gonna be working for me.
Ancient spirits of the void, transport Lionel to your astral world.
Mumm-Ra!
We also cut back to one point, David, Jackalman, and Sly, they're talking, because Mumm-Ra is supposedly going to take out Lionel, and they're going to attack Cat's Lair again, almost similar to what we had the other day with the Mumm-Ra's.
Well, you also see they have like Thundrillium bullets or something.
Smart, very smart that they're using this. And did you notice that ever since we got that other episode where they put Return to Thundera, they kind of added Vulture Man in? He was there from the beginning, you just didn't know. So,
well, he's like Wily Kid and Wily Cat disappears, and then and you also see that again, the mutants cannot be in any kind of harmony. Never. Because they're arguing.
They're always arguing.
Because Monkey was talking smack to Vulture Man. He was talking smack to him about it.
And matter of fact, they were going back and forth about can Mumm-Ra do it, and Sly was like, it's not in his interest to lie, Mumm-Ra.
Throughout a lot of the episodes is that they don't trust Mumm-Ra. Mumm-Ra doesn't trust them. I don't trust nobody, and nobody trusts me. It's Taylor Swift.
I don't trust Taylor Swift either. She's gonna write a song about Mumm-Ra.
Hello? Mumm-Ra can't come to the pool right now. Why? Because he's dead. Look what you made me do. Look what Mumm-Ra made you do. So
Mumm-Ra is now going to be referred to as the Netherwitch, and you better get his pronouns correct.
Well, he might as well be a Fae because he talks to himself and different things. You know, multitudes of personalities and Mr. inflections.
Jingleton. I don't even know what he was. He was a little dwarf the last week. He was everything.
He's every woman.
Jingleton. Meanwhile, inside Castle Plundar, Mumm-Ra informs the mutants about Lionel's absence, and they must use the opportunity to their advantage. Vulture Man prepares the Thundrillium cannon, and the mutants set their vehicles to attack Cat's Lair. Lionel materializes in the astral world, David, near the fortress where Jaga is being held prisoner. Using the line of his claw shield, Lionel begins ascending the steep walls of the tower. Good thing, like he asks himself, if my powers work here. Although, I don't consider his glove a power, but okay. But it does, his claw shield works in the astral world. That's handy, isn't it? Everything works.
The best, though, is that he gets into this castle and he overhears this, whatever his name is. What's his name? The bad guy?
Oh,
He overhears Nemec screaming at Jaga again that he will teach him all of his secrets, give him all of his knowledge, and that he will do it. And don't think that basically he won't. And he will be there forever until he gives him everything. And he's going, ah! Ah!
He's got Jaga chained to a wall. Poor Jaga.
Only when you surrender all your knowledge to me will I consider the possibility of your freedom, Jaga.
Never.
Brave words, feeble fool. But I, Nemex, have all eternity to change your mind. And Jaga, you can be sure I will change your mind!
Not if I have anything to do with it!
Right before that, David, Lion-O is attacked by the Astral Moat Monster, which is the chicken frog monster that they actually
Chick-fil-A? What?
LJN made this as an action figure that's extremely rare back in the day, but they have this out of all the monsters in the world. The Astral Moat Monster, they made a creature of it. No, actually, it's a Grimace from McDonald's with chicken feet. So anyway, there you go.
That's the only way you're going to get real chicken and chicken nuggets anyway.
in Third Earth? Where do you think the chicken comes from, Snarf? Is this a quote? I am the witch and I know everything? I had this as my notes. I'm guessing Mumm-Ra must have said this. I am the witch and I know everything.
I am the astral witch and I know everything, Lion-O.
I might be silky.
And then that's when she's like, then she goes off.
Inside Jaga's prison cell, Lion-O is confronted by Jaga's captor, Nemix, who shoots energy beams at the young lord. Lion-O counteracts his beams with the Sword of Omens. Jaga's like, the sword, Lion-O, use its power. Makes sense.
Wouldn't that have been the first thing you did?
No, I think when Lion-O gets around Jaga, don't you think he kind of becomes that little, little boy again? He's like, Jaga,
because the first thing I would do if I had the Sword of Omens was to make it large before I run into a battle. Be ready.
So the beam of the Sword of Omens knocks down Nemix. Lion-O then quickly frees Jaga. As the two are running through the prison, they hear calls from help from a nearby cell. First off, how big is this place? He says there's guards, David, in this place. So he even has guards that we don't see.
Jaga's like, hurry up, let's go. There's guards. They hear a yelling, help. They break through the door, and it's Merlin.
It's Merlin, but aka no, it's Frodo. Not to be confused with Frodo.
It's every single old wizard from every 80s cartoon, from Dungeons and Dragons to She-Ra to the Lord of the Rings
The Last Unicorn.
It's an old man that looks just like Merlin. The Visionaries, every single...
Yes, the Visionaries, yes.
Thundar the Barbarian, anyway. So it's that long-beard, white, frail wizard, anyway.
He says he was once a powerful magician on Third Earth and was tricked by Mumm-Ra and imprisoned in the astral world. At this point, did you think that it possibly could be Mumm-Ra again? Did you forget?
No, I didn't think that.
Because I was waiting for him to go. I was ready for him to start like, I am this now! I am Frodo!
Not to be confused with Frodo. First of all, it's not a woman.
Why? He wouldn't have done it. Mumm-Ra only does women.
Do you ever think that maybe behind the scenes, Lynn Lipton was like, could you just maybe make one of his villains that he turns into a man this time?
Yeah.
What's the guy's name that does Lion-O? Can Larry just do the voice of one of Mumm-Ra's transformations this time?
Lynn Lipton. Can we petition to get Lynn Lipton on this show one day to interview her? Did you pray every morning that you didn't have to come up with another voice?
He says he was a powerful magician, and this just shows you that Mumm-Ra has used the astral world to send people away, and the fact that he was threatened by a mortal wizard
who happens to use ancient powers of goodness, which we'll hear again in the future.
He sends them back. He has enough power to send them back.
So outside the prison, the Sword of Omen shows Lion-O that the Cat Slayer is being attacked by the mutants, and the Thundrillium shells that are being used in the cannons is weakening the ThunderCats, making them unable to fight back. Matter of fact, Wily Kit comes in with this. I guess she's the one that, she's always up on the levels of radiation in the Cat Slayer, because she comes in with this thing. She's like, the Thundrillium levels are off the chart, with her alert.
And Tigra, stop snorting it!
Tigra's passed out! He's already gone!
And Panther's like, no, that's just from last night.
Lion-O feels helpless as he cannot help his friends when he is needed the most. At that point, Brodo reveals that he will use his power of good to transport Lion-O to his own world and begins his incarnation. But right before that, he was like, no, Jaga, we gonna be together forever. He was okay. He's like, no, be together forever, Jaga, here in the Astral Plane. I think Lion-O was accepting it. The three of us, Brodo, this old wizard, the three of us, we could get a place here.
Oh, Lion-O does have father issues.
So Lion-O materializes back into the cat's lair, and he uses his sword, destroys the Thundrillium cannon. The arrival of the Lord gives the rest of the Thundercats renewed strength, and they are able to defeat the mutants. So, between this, I wrote, and a few episodes ago, it's Return to Thundera. The Burbles must be in overtime because they've had to fix the cat's lair now continuously. I'm assuming after their head got torn off in Return to Thundera, that the Burbles had to gather up their supplies and go on and fix that as well.
Machitara, we don't have any more gold.
Does she ask them every time they come by, Robert Bill, did anything get stowed away when I left there the last time with my gold? At one point, David, Chitara chases after a sky cutter, spinning her stick. She's just running after the sky cutter when they get their powers back. I got such a kick out of it because it just seemed like this was just personal to her. She was chasing after that sky cutter, throwing her staff.
She definitely takes things personally, and she has a thing against the mutants for sure. Obviously, they're trying to kill them, but she personally has had confrontations with each mutant in her own way and gets really upset with them. That would be me. I'd be spinning my stick too, beating people if I had to.
So they end up defeating the mutants. The moral of the story, David, was Jaga saying, you did confront the unknown, Lion-O, and that takes real courage. It's always easier to deal with dangers that are known and understood. This episode features a rare instance of Castle Plundar's wings being closed and then unfolding to reveal the castle in its normal pose. This is the only time in the series that the solid form of Jaga is seen alongside the adult Lion-O. The solid form of Jaga was seen alongside a young Lion-O in Exodus, when Jaga was alive, and for the remainder of the series, only the ghost form of Jaga is depicted with adult Lion-O. A novel was released based on this episode in the 80s. They did like little storybooks, this picture, like they put the episode to like book form. So that was the Astral Prison. Honestly, the highlight, of course, is Mumm-Ra's insanity, as always.
The highlight for me was, of course, Mumm-Ra, but the screaming of every single bad guy and issue, which is yelling. The warrior maidens also go a little berserk, but Mumm-Ra just takes it to the next level.
No, David, you're right. The unicorn
Maybe it's frustration.
keepers?
Maybe it's just frustration. Well, if everything's out to kill you in Third Earth, you'd be dramatic too, I guess.
There is a tonal difference between the Thundercats that always talk in the calming kind of sentence, and yes, and then the unicorn keeper with, my husband! He left and he never came back. Love that episode, Thundercats fans. As always, you can catch David on Universal Appeal 2020, all one word, on Instagram, as well as the Radical Retro Rewind Podcast, one word, on Instagram. We're back every last Friday of the month with double kitty cat fun. Join us next time.
Meow 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 meow
Meow.
Thunder! Thunder!